Tensions over TikTok may soon be coming to a head in the United States. A bill that could result in a nationwide ban of the popular social media app has now been passed by the Senate. All that's left is for the president to sign off. And when that happens, TikTok is already vowing to take the issue to court. The bill would give TikTok's Chinese owner ByteDance just 9 months to sell its stake in the app or risk being blocked in the U.S. President Joe Biden has already signaled he will sign the package as soon as it reaches his desk. Along with the likely legal challenges, a potential ban is also expected to disrupt the lives of content creators who rely on TikTok for their income. Joining me now to discuss is tech analyst Carmi Levy. Good morning to you, Carmi. Good to see you. So this bill passing late last night, finally approved by the Senate. What happens now? Where does the bill go from here?
Well, it sits on, as you said, it sits on President Biden's desk. He's indicated he will sign it when it reaches him, so that's kind of a foregone conclusion. And as soon as that happens, that kicks off the clock. The clock starts ticking, a 9-month clock, which takes us right up to Inauguration Day, if we're counting carefully, where the company ByteDance has that 9 months to sell its American interests in TikTok to an American organization or entity. And if it does not succeed in doing that, if it gets to around that 9-month period and it looks like it's close to a deal but hasn't quite reached one, then President Biden will have the option of extending it by 3 months before his term ends, which pushes us into the next administration. But of course, a lot of things have to happen before then. TikTok has already said it will sue. It will take them to court to block the bill, and preceding that, it will try to obtain an injunction to prevent this from going forward, basically buy it some time while it builds its case. The Chinese government has said this is an issue for them. They will fight it as well. They have laws that prevent companies, Chinese companies, from sharing their secrets with foreign entities. And that specifically means the algorithm, the secret sauce that makes TikTok, that may not come along with a potential deal. So TikTok may be forced to build entirely new technology if it becomes American owned. So lots of twists and turns that lay ahead. And even though the clock will be ticking as soon as President Biden signs this bill, it doesn't mean that it's a foregone conclusion, because it looks like it's going to be a fairly nasty court fight between now and then.
Right, and that's important to point out. It's not like the app is going to disappear from your phone overnight if you live in the U.S. So speaking of buying time, what about buying TikTok? Is there someone who might be interested? I know Steve Mnuchin was one person who seemed to be considering the purchase. TikTok is worth a pretty penny.
It is. The numbers that are being thrown around are in the tens of billions of dollars, and that's just to buy the organization, not to mention the resources that will be required to carve off the technologies, firewall it from Chinese interests, move everything over to American servers, keep data from falling into Chinese hands. And so there's a technological mountain that needs to be climbed as well, that over and above will take not only deep pockets, but also incredible technological capabilities. And so whatever company buys it will have to have those roots. Steve Mnuchin's putting together a group of investors, but they're not necessarily tech-centric investors, and he'll need that capability as well. In the past, we had Oracle and Walmart. When Donald Trump had signed the executive order during his administration, those two companies stepped forward as possible buyers of TikTok's American interests. And so you would imagine that they'd probably be kicking the tires as well. Walmart, of course, with the financial resources, Oracle with the technological ones. And so I think there will be a lot of tire kicking going on in the months to come. But let's be clear, this is an incredible jewel in the crown for anyone, but it will take an incredible amount of technological and financial capability to pull it off, and there are very few organizations that have the will to do just that.
So Congress security experts say TikTok poses a real threat to national security. So are the options that you are laying out for us this morning a potential happy medium? Is there a way to keep TikTok going without, again, entering the world of privacy and the potential threats to a person's security or national security?
Well, I mean, it's interesting. They call it the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act. So they make it very clear this is their priority, making sure that data stays where it needs to stay.
Yeah, and they
doesn't
say
fall
the
into
American people
hands.
don't know what they've seen.
Exactly. And that's the thing. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors here. But there isn't an actual smoking gun that, we have actual irrefutable evidence that the Chinese government is doing just that. But we know the deals that Chinese companies make with the Chinese government. We know the infrastructure that's already in place. We know that China uses electronic surveillance as a tool of statecraft, and certainly using an app in this way would absolutely be one of the ways that they would accomplish that. So there's enough there that there should be concern in the US as well as in Canada. Every country should be concerned that this is the new way that their citizens are being spied on. But at the same time, you sort of have to think, once you carve everything off and you achieve the technological protection of that data, is what you have left really what the kids want? So the TikTok that kids love today, that virality, that ability to post a video and suddenly millions of people are seeing it, and that ability to connect with markets for small businesses, that really efficient platform, without that algorithm, without that technology, they may succeed in protecting American data. They may kill the platform in the process.
And then what do we do with our addictions? Carmi, thanks so much. Good to see you this morning. No doubt we will be talking about this for months to come.
I'll be watching. Thanks so much, Marcia.
Thank you.